Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope you guys are doing great. So today we will talk about vectors. Let me just quickly take out the PDF. Okay. So basically we have been talking about vectors in the past week, and today we are going to talk about the angle between two straight lines, given that the two straight lines would basically be in the vector form, like the equations would be in the vector form. So let's talk about it. This is basically the seventh unit of this chapter. So it's 9.7. The angle between two straight lines. Okay. Now, in the previous section, we discussed the scalar product, and in the scalar product, we know that A dot B is basically equal to the magnitude of A plus the magnitude of B multiplied by the magnitude of B into cos of theta. So, the scalar product was basically A dot B equals the magnitude of A into the magnitude of B into cos of theta. This is what we have discussed already, okay? Now, this theta was basically the angle between the two vectors A and B. So I can say the other definition of A dot B was A1 B1 plus A2 B2 plus A3 B3. So this was the second definition. Equating both of them, I can say that it would be A1 B1 plus A2 B2 plus A3 B3 equals A mod into B mod into cos of theta. And now I can certainly make cos theta the subject to get A1 B1 plus A2 B2 plus A3 B3 divided by A mod into B mod. This is what I am going to get, and then we can make theta the subject to find out the angle. So this is basically the idea in this section, okay? Let's talk about one question and then things would get clear. Question number 1, it says two lines have equations r equals 201 plus t into 53 minus 1 and r equals 6, 7 minus 1 plus mu 1 minus 5 minus 3. Okay. So two lines have equations this and this. You need to find the acute angle between the two lines. So find the acute angle between the two lines. So this is basically the question. Okay. In order to solve this, we need to talk about the directions of the line. Okay, so this is the direction vector for line 2, and this is the direction vector for line 1. So 5, 3, minus 1 and 1, minus 5, minus 3 are the direction vectors. So we are going to use these direction vectors in this formula and then we will find out the value of theta. Okay. So cos theta is equal to the fraction where in the numerator we have the product. So it is 5 multiplied by 1 plus 3 multiplied by minus 5 plus minus 1 multiplied by minus 3. And this is going to be the two magnitudes of the two direction vectors. So 5 squared plus 3 squared plus minus 1 squared, that's 1. 1 squared is 1 plus minus 5 squared is basically 5 squared plus minus 3 squared is 3 squared. Okay. And the numerator would give you 5 minus 15 plus 3 that is minus 7 and the denominator is going to give you root 25 into plus 9 plus 1 and this would be multiplied by root 1 plus 25 plus 9 and that is 35. So it is minus 7 divided by 35 and that is going to give you negative 0.2. So this is basically cos theta equals negative 0.2. For theta, we are going to take the inverse of cos inverse and theta turned out to be 101.54 degrees. Now, do you guys think this is the correct answer? We have talked about trigonometry already, and here this thing was clearly mentioned that we need to find out the acute angle. Since cos theta was negative, so this means that this value is basically in the second quadrant. Cos is negative in the second quadrant and in the third quadrant. So 101 is basically in the second quadrant. And in the second quadrant, this is how we measure the angle. It's 101.54. So if this is 101.54, this would basically be 180 minus 101.54. So this would give you the theta. It's going to be 180 minus 101.54 and you are going to get 78.5 degrees and this is going to be the answer. Now this certainly is the acute angle and whatever we calculated initially was the angle but it wasn't acute. Okay. All right. So in this lecture, we discussed the calculation of the angle between two lines and this time around the two lines were given in vector form. So first of all you need to take out the direction vectors out of the two lines. It would be this one and this one, and using these two direction vectors we are going to apply the formula that we discussed in the beginning of this class right here. So we plugged in the values in this formula and after that we got cos theta equals negative 0.5. And since it is negative 0.5, it implies that cause is basically lying either in the second quadrant or in the third quadrant. 101.54 means at the second quadrant, and we were interested in finding out the angle in the that is acute basically. So for that we'll have to find out alpha, and for that we need to do 180 minus this, and this gave us 78.54 degrees, and this is going to be the answer. So we have just written that correctly one decimal place, and this is going to be the idea behind the question. So I hope that you guys were able to understand this question. In case of any queries, anything, you can just use the link in description and get yourselves enrolled for our live classes. Thank you so much for watching this video. Take care, and Allah Hafiz.